So after 9 months of flowering to fruit, it's time to pick the ripe coffee cherries. So these are the ripe coffee cherries that are ready to be picked. I will show you the simple process from cherry to the cup. Pick the green cherries, but the outcome of a green cherry will not be as good as the outcome of a blood ripe coffee cherry. There you are, lovely coffee cherries ready for picking. Good yield, good yield. OMG. Daily exposure to very good sunlight. Every day you collect all these cherries that are drying and you store them inside the house in a safe place and repeat the process each day. You just close them like this and then store them inside. The next day you bring it back over and repeat the same process. Okay, the more if you leave these cherries outside in the night, the cherries soft and it will be hard for it to dry. The goal is to keep the moisture as much as possible away from the cherries so that you can turn these cherries into dried coffee cherries. So these dried coffee cherries can be then unskinned or hulled to convert them into lovely, beautiful coffee beans that can be roasted and consumed as the beautiful Robusta or an Arabica coffee. At least once a day, when there is good sunlight, it's better to just move your hand all around the cherries. It's very important. In bigger drying yards, people use their feet to walk around, all during this time, that way, so that the cherries are turned on the other side or the other portion so that they dry evenly. And every day in the evening you gather all together and you make a heap and then you move all the cherries inside. So in back home, when you collect all these cherries together and make a heap, when you have big drying yards, this is known as the gorumane. Okay, so when you collect all the dry cherries and you place them in couple of heaps, actually when you have bigger drying capacities, and then this particular heap is known as the gorumane. So good morning, I'm just showing you what is a gorumane. Gorumane is nothing but collection of all the coffee cherries that have to be dried in one area and then it is closed. So in big coffee drying yards, you'll have a lot of gorumanes left in the evening, coffee cherries collected all together, kept in one place so that they can easily cover them. There's sufficient space or sufficient cover, otherwise you have to cover the whole yard. So that's the idea of the gorumane. So this is my gorumane, and then I will evenly spread them for drying for today. Today is the 4th day. So if you don't know, now you know. So picking green cherry is, it's hard to dry these green cherries, and you will see the difference how the blood red ripe cherries are slowly changing color. All right, so that is the reason you have to ensure your cherries are really ripe and then it's ready for picking. So today we are picking another Arabica plant. So this plant is of a different variety. So you will see the cherries will not turn blood red, but they will be mild yellowish. So this is the way how we pick, and they are okay, ready for drying. So during picking, you ensure that you pluck so well that you even do not allow these nubs to form, so that the idea is to have the whole branch clean, and the branch can now be ready to form, to start flowering and form the new flowers and nubs. So we have to completely clean all those extra grown nubs and clean the plant in such a way that it is ready for, it'll be now completely de-stressed and ready for flowering and possible mild manuring. So the plant so far was fully energized to grow these lovely coffee cherries. So it was full of energy, and as soon as you pluck all the cherries or your picking is complete, the plant is now relaxed. It doesn't have to work hard to grow these cherries. So what will happen now is the plant is ready for its next blossom. That means it will wait for a good rain, and once you finish the pruning and cut all the unwanted branches, the plant will be ready for a good blossom, but depending on a good rain. Yield is quite okay. In fact, you can see this. This is a different variety. The color cannot turn into blood red, but it is good. And we will see. This is now 3-4 days, and this is what I need to achieve. Okay, it may take 8 or probably 10 days or 2 weeks, so depending on the good sunlight. So that's today's yield, and harvest is over. We're waiting for a good rain, manure, and a blossom. So normally the drying takes around 2 weeks with very good sunlight, right? And now it's time to unskin the skin, which is the husk, and then try to achieve to capture this bean. All right. So the coffee cherries are dried. This is sun dried. Okay. So it's time now to show you how to hull some coffee or husk some coffee. Bean needs to actually move inside. So we will use a few beans, and then I've got my small mortar and pestle. But unfortunately in this process you will lose the parchment, unlike in the wet process. So there you go. My hulling or the husking process manually is done. You'll see over here, you can see all these are the green beans, right? Green bean without the parchment, right? There's no parchment. The parchment has been broken. Okay, so this is what happens during the hulling process, and this is the outcome of a wet method. You will get the parchment, right? This is the wet hand method. I will post the link how to also prepare the wet method. So this is the wet method of drying of the outcome of coffee, and this is the dry method where you will arrive here, right? The coffee farmer waits an entire year for his coffee to go into the market. He believes in the rain. He believes in the weather forecast. He believes in the manure. He believes with his employees who support him throughout the year so that he can grow his coffee, harvest his coffee, and at the end enjoy the harvest by selling the harvest using the wet method or dry method, or just selling the berries or the cherries in the market. Without a good rain at the right time for blossom, you can never or next to impossible to have a good harvest. Watch till the end. Thank you. It's a very interesting process, but believe me, there is a lot of joy in here. So the process of picking the cherry, drying the cherry, and then removing the bean out of a dry cherry has been completed. Everything was done manually using this mortar and pestle, drying the cherries in a good sunlight for 2 weeks. So let's now get into roasting the coffee into mild roast or medium roast or dark roast, and find that flavor in there to get the best cup taste. And also, by doing this process manually, no motorized machines, no electrical motors, absolutely homemade, handmade. Cheers and enjoy the rest of the video where I'll show you how to roast your own coffee. End of the day, you will know how to make your own coffee, your own plant, your own cherry, and your own determination and hard work that can give you a lovely cup of homemade coffee. So I'm not going to waste the husk. We will throw it into the pots. Wow, it will be there just like a kind of a mulch or a manure. Voila, super, eh? Just put it around the plant. Should be cool, eh? Wow. So now we will do the polishing of the beans. Means trying to, remove all that extra parchment that is still stuck to that dry Arabica bean. So yeah, you can see. So good clean, and then let's get into lovely roasting. All right, there you go. Beans are ready. Let's keep them aside. Wow, fresh coffee beans. Normal flame, yeah. It will get hot. We'll drop it in here. Carefully moving it around, gradually, gently, with a very low medium flame. Keep an eye, you will see they're slowly turning brown, evenly get heated up, alright, until the taste you want. If you want it mild roast, don't make it a dark roast. You have to watch it by looking at the color of the bean. You can see it's getting darker and darker. You can smell that aroma of a strong Arabica coffee. So you can see the color now. It's like a medium roast. Show you the dark roast, but I think I would probably end with a medium roast and then powder and have my lovely cup of fresh coffee. Almost done, and I'm pretty happy with the color, the texture, and I think I would have achieved a medium roast or just as closer to a dark roast. Wow. So during the process of roasting, you will see the beans would have enlarged in size and turned into a bit of an oily kind of surface to make it more and more flavorsome. Oh my God, this is delicious. Handmade, homemade, homegrown, medium to dark roast coffee ready, and we will now make the coffee powder using the mortar and pestle. Everything handmade. Come on, let's go. Wow. handmade coffee powder. Wow, the aroma. Oh my God. The flavors are bursting into the air and permeating into this room. Oh my God. Medium roast, Arabica coffee. Getting ready, getting ready. Getting there, getting there. So the powder is good. It just needs to be, that should be the consistency, just a little bit closer to the softness of sand, but depends on how you want to make your coffee. So let us store the coffee powder. I'm excited to make this coffee, but probably tomorrow in the morning I'm going to have a fresh cup of coffee. Can't waste, mate. So time for some fresh homemade coffee. Okay, let's try. Fresh homemade Arabica coffee. Circular motion. Round and round and round. The aroma, simply majestic. Let's see what's going on here. It's just 5 minutes. There you go. The perfect cup of coffee. Little bit of milk. There you go. Short stir. Homemade fresh Arabica medium roasted coffee is ready and served. Okay guys, let's give it a good taste. Wow. The fight between the coffee farmer and the climate will remain until the last bean exists on this planet. So this is the challenge the coffee farmer faces each year, every year. Cheers. Enjoy this video. Please watch till the end. Don't miss out, please. So if you like this video on hand-picked coffee, please like, share, subscribe and press the bell icon. Cheers guys, enjoy.